Good morning, DJ Flava, Hot 107.5. You're live on air.
What's going on, Dave? It's Omar here. Thanks for having me on.
Whoa. Juice Man? Is this the Juice Man?
This is the Juice Man. What can I say?
Juice Man. What's going on, fam? Oh, man. This is a pleasure. First and foremost, Juice, I just want to say one thing, all right? I enjoy your YouTube channel. I constantly tell you, like, when it comes to information and people that don't know about, certain, when it comes to business, when it comes to policies being made, certain things, I find your channel the number one for me and a lot of other people as well, too. I do read the blogs. Hey, you are a popular guy, bro. You are a popular guy.
Well, let me plug it real quick. So the YouTube channel, you can find it through isleofdevils.com, or if you go on YouTube and search for Omar James Bermuda, you'll find it. Or Facebook, Instagram, Omar the Juice, any of that. So, yeah, thanks for the kind words, Flav. I watch you all the time. It's good to have quality people like you on the radio. I'll say that much.
I appreciate quality. You're too kind. So look, you know what? Before we get in a quick discussion, just tell the little people about yourself, your background, because respectffully, when I read some stuff on Facebook, I think some people I think they get the wrong idea about you, and I'm like, you know what? This guy, do they really know? Tell people about your background, what type of schooling you have, education wise, and then also tell us, how did you even come to get your YouTube channel?
Background. So, grew up in Bermuda. Lived on, I want to say, almost every parish. We moved around a lot. People remember me from Somerset, Taunton, St. George's. So, yeah, I went through Berkeley, Prospect, West End. I kind of went to school, went to Japan for a while, came back, went to college, decided I didn't want to do that, dropped out, working police. I've worked early on the cycles. I've worked a whole bunch of different jobs. Then went away, got my education finally, came back, started working in the IT industry. I've worked at a few different places, consulting, network engineering to application engineering. Right now I'm working in the insurance sector, and so I'm doing some application. Well, my title is application specialist. It's a general title. And I guess how I came into the YouTube channel, it's just always been a hobby, really. I never really took it too seriously. And then, one of the videos blew up last year. I wasn't expecting that. And I just, keep going with that. People keep asking me to talk about things, so I talk about it. I just really go by request, to be honest with you. But people send me information, and I turn it into a video. And, if people are interested in it, then that's good. If they're not, then that's fine, too.
Well, hey, I love your channel. I appreciate it. I love reading your comments and articles on Facebook, which many other people do as well. Don't let them trick you. They love you. They love you. They just don't know how to express their feelings towards you in a proper way,
Well, I'll say one thing before we go on. It's a lot of people who, what I didn't realize before I started doing, like, really talking and making these videos, is that there's a lot of people that want to speak out about things, but they're afraid to for various reasons. And, I'm not afraid to say what I want to say, I speak my mind. So I try to help people out in that way, in that, it's something that they might want to bring out. Like, I put out a video the other day, or a couple months ago, about the horseshoe bay thing. A lot of the information came from other people, but they weren't in a position to really speak out about it. So I put the information together into a video, and I put it out there, and that was pretty popular until some people got angry about it, but that's a story for another day.
Absolutely, man. So listen, let me ask you a question, man. What is your take? What is your overall take? I've been following you, for quite some time now. I mean, we went to school together besides that, but I mean, I'm talking about when it comes to your YouTube channel, you're voicing your opinions and bringing articles to Facebook. What is your opinion and what is your take on COVID, how the government handled it? Maybe some things we could have did better. What are some things that's actually ticked you off? Like, just give me your overall on Omar James, the Juice Man's view on things.
So, I mean, I can go on about this all day.
Okay, well, go on. Start.
We don't have too much time, so right. I'll just try to keep it short. My opinion is, and you can look back at my content and my comments about this. I praised the government a lot early when we were handling this last year. But I think they're really having trouble sticking the landing, right? I think because of their financial situation and maybe because of some interests that some of the powers or some of the people in power have on the side, I think that's causing them to really rush the island towards reopening a lot earlier than they should have. Mm-hmm. And I also think I really don't agree with the narrative that the government and their supporters are pushing, that this is all because of some, a few people that want to party and people aren't being responsible. I think by and large, people are being very responsible. And the people that aren't very responsible, I don't support that, but I think that too much emphasis is being pushed on that side of the equation. And not enough people are looking at why these people are allowed to do it in the first place. So what's the most effective way for us to really control this? It was at the border, and we had it under control last year until the border opened and cases came in from whatever the reason, whether you want to say it's locals returning or visitors coming around, even though I see visitors walking around with armbands on that really shouldn't be, and no one seems to be policing all that, or you have people at parties that aren't being punished for it. It's like, well, what are we really doing here? Because we're shutting down people's businesses. We're, forcing people they shut down my office. Meanwhile, at the hotel, I've heard firsthand that some of these hotels have staff that are riddled with COVID, and they don't close at all. They just send them home and they keep on trucking. So you can't, I feel like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. And I don't think that's going to work. And I think when people start dying, which is what happened this weekend, you got to look at who's got blood on their hands. And I think people up in the government do. Mm-hmm. My opinion.
So you feel that the borders, our laxiness on the borders is what's caused this rise and this outbreak again, and do you think that's a big part of it?
Well, look, I understand. People are going to say, look, we got to keep the economy going as much as possible. It's like, yeah, I get that, but choose what you want to do. Either it's this deadly virus that we need to have complete safety about, and we need to shut down things and close people's businesses, then close the border. But if the economy is the main priority, then open the border, let people run their businesses. We'll manage it as best we can and let people live their lives. It's like, pick one. You can't have both,
Mm-hmm. I saw you also bring up something about, I actually read the article as well, too. Interesting. About the finances of the hospital. It seems like the hospital is tight for money. And with this second rise of COVID and, it's looking like the hospital might have a good bit on their hands. I mean, what's your take on it, the hospital's financial position and coming, that almost going hand in hand with this COVID spike? What do you think is going to happen? Like, if we have a massive outbreak and the hospital is in this dire needs of financial assistance, because it seems like they're almost a paycheck away from keeping the lights on. The last time I read the article, that's the way it translated to me.
Yeah, for anybody that didn't hear someone I can't remember who it was. It was a little while ago, a couple of weeks, I think, or maybe last week. But they were saying that the hospital's one payment, the Bermuda Hospital Board or the Bermuda Hospital Service gets money from the government, for operations and stuff. So looking at their finances, they have enough cash on hand to operate for 1 month without any funding. So if that government money was to stop for any reason, we'd have the hospital running for about 1 month before people stop getting paid and it descends into chaos. So my thought on it is, I don't have any inside information with what's going on at the hospital service. Mm-hmm. I know people were looking at the executive salaries, but I'm like, look, if you're an executive at a national, hospital board, you get paid a lot of money, high six figures. So that's just par for the course, I think. But I just think it's a precarious situation, and maybe I think that's an even better case to support being more strict at the borders. Like, I believe people should have been required to have a 2-week quarantine before they can roam about the island, like they do in New Zealand. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if, like you said, if we have another huge outbreak and a bunch of people get into the hospital, it could be a disaster. It could collapse the whole system. So I feel like they should have been even more careful about it. But we'll see what happens, I guess.
Well, you know what? In a Juice Man's world, in Omar James' world, let's say you're the guy. What would be some policies that you would look in? What would you do? What would you put in place if Juice Man was the man? You mean you are the man? But let's just say perfect world, Juice Man is running it. What would Juice Man be doing right now?
Look, first of all, let me say one thing. I appreciate the job that these guys have in government. It's tough. You have a lot of people coming at you all the time. And I appreciate it. It's a tough job, and I have no experience dealing with that many people, managing that many people. Most I've managed is a handful, but I would just say that I would just try to be more transparent. If I could give them any advice, be more transparent. Show things. Don't tell people things. Because when you go on TV and you tell people things and they clearly don't believe you, then you need to start showing them. For example, I'm not...
I know what you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about the video of Bert taking the vaccine and people saying that it wasn't nothing in the syringe, right? That's what you was about to say, isn't it?
Well, not even that so much.
Okay, right.
I thought that was a good example of him showing things, but obviously some people didn't take it anyway. And I'm not anti-vaccine, but I'm more like, look, if things are so bad at the hospital, people are getting COVID's taking up all these bed spaces and whatnot. If it's that serious that we need to shut down the island, show people somehow. I don't know how you would do it, but people need to see these things, and then people start believing it, I think. You can't just say, oh, here's the numbers, believe us, flu doesn't exist anymore. That doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So the messaging just needs to be improved big time.
Well, yeah, certainly. I appreciate your call this morning because I'm just been curious. I haven't seen. I've been so busy, and I'm meaning to catch up on some of your later videos that's on your YouTube channel. But I definitely want to catch up. It is one of my favorite YouTube channels. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. What else you got coming for us? What could we looking out for Omar James on this channel coming next, man?
Well, look, I'll be honest with you, right? So I've had to move the political stuff off the YouTube channel because...
Why?
Wait. Let me explain, right? And this is what I meant to talk to you about the other day. So I'm shifting focus on YouTube. I'm just talking about Bermuda-related stuff because, honestly, the political content was causing me to lose a lot of opportunities, let's say, because certain people really didn't like what I was saying. And they made sure that other people that were trying to support me knew that, so they had to stop supporting me. So I said, you know what? It's kind of not worth it doing it this way. Let's be smart about it. So what I've done is I'm helping my friend Joshua Butler. I don't know if you guys know him, but we got a little Facebook group for political discussion going on. It's different than the popular one right now that I shall not name because we don't have any political slant. It's called the People's List. You can search for, not the People's List, the People's Group about political discussion in Bermuda. So search for that on Facebook. I'll be sharing my thoughts and my political videos there.
Okay.
And if you look on my Instagram or my Facebook or isleofdavos.com, you'll find all my YouTube stuff. But the YouTube is going to be separate from the political commentary. So I had to separate the two.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, I still enjoy your channel, and I'm still going to be a supporter of the channel, and I'm going to add myself to that group, too. I'm going to make sure that I add myself to that Facebook group.
Oh, yeah. If anybody interested in some rational political discussion that goes right down the middle, we're not OVA, we're not PLP, we're just regular people that want to voice our opinions without being ridiculed or banned or criticized for your thoughts. People's Group, the People's Group, search for it.
Well, before you get out of here, I gotta ask you, man. You know what? Look, I'm gonna just come out and say it, man. How does it feel to be one of Bermuda's main targets on Facebook? I love it.
I thrive in that atmosphere. I'm not even gonna lie. People come at me, they're cussing at me, sending me angry messages. I laugh. I'm like, hey, I live on that stuff. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I honestly don't care. I just can't understand how somebody would get so angry with me that they want to ban me from their group or they want to start cussing me out in public and stuff. I'm like, come on.
Did you see what that? Of course you saw it. You replied to the person, but somebody had some choice words for you just recently. I was like, oh man, it's really it's almost hilarious how upset they get.
It is. The other thing is, you see people in real life, and it's like people that don't know me, that only see me on YouTube or whatever, they think, I'm a meek, small guy. I'm like, I'm big, I'm like almost 250 pounds. Like, if you're going to step to me in public, you better know that beforehand. Because I see a lot of people, they recognize me, and then they're like, oh, now I'm going to go speak my mind to this guy. Then they get up to me and realize how big I am, and they change their mind. So I say, hey, everybody listen, if you don't like me, know that first. I'm a really big guy, and I'm not afraid to get in people's faces either. So... fair warning.
Hey, Juice Man, boy, it's a pleasure having you on this morning, man. We're definitely got to catch up, and make sure you give people that YouTube address again and your new Facebook group, man, because they need to join. And it's always healthy discussions. It's wonderful discussions.
Yes, man. So isleofdevils.com for the Bermuda Facebook videos, Bermuda-related Facebook videos, or the People's Group. That's on Facebook for the political discussion. And DJ Flava, good to hear from you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Juice, man, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, you have a great day, man. I'll be looking forward to more content coming from you.
Yes, man. Have a good one.
Blessings, you too.
Bye.
If you are not familiar, if you do not know who that gentleman is, that is Omar James, a.k.a. the Juice Man. If you don't know, you need to go and add yourself to his YouTube channel, and also go and add yourself to the Facebook group, The People's Group. I'm going to tell you, some wonderful discussions on there, man. You need to go and check it out, man. Trust me. Good morning, DJ Flava, HOTT 107.5. You're live on air.